Welcome to the exam technique video. This is basically making sure that you get the marks you deserve. It's not just what you know, but showing the examiner that you deserve to get the marks for what you know. I'm about to tell you how to get an F grade. You're not going to get an F, you're going to get more than that. But if you just answered every single question with your opinion, a bit of general knowledge, just a few ideas, you'd walk away with at least an F. So make sure, even if there's a question you're totally stuck on, you at least write something down. Attempt it. It could be your mark, and that might be the difference for a grade boundary, which could get you your C or above. If you want to make sure you get a C grade, you need at least 2 marks per question to get you to the CD borderline. That means absolutely correct on the 2 mark answers, and then at least 2 correct ideas for each one, for every single answer. One way to do this is give your opinion and one religion. If you can explain what you think, make sure you give a reason and what one religion believes about this idea, you'll make sure that you'll probably get those marks. To guarantee that you get those marks, write about 2 religious viewpoints. The ones we've studied obviously are Islam and Christianity. Don't just give one idea and move on to the next question. Make sure you get 1 point made for every point you can get for the question. If you want to get an A or an A star, you've got to make sure you develop your points in detail for every single question. When you write something, explain why, then add some evidence if you can. It's P paragraphs really done well. If you get 3 out of every 4 marks, you could get an A. That's 2 reasons developed well, and remembering to name religions. You can't just say some religious people think this. It's got to be Muslims believe that or Christians believe that. So as I was saying, make sure you're using the P system. Make your point, have an example, and explain it. An example for abortion. Point. Many Christians are opposed to abortion because they believe life is sacred. Example. They say that that's because life is a gift from God. If you explain that because they believe life is made by God, they don't think that we should be destroying it. So they're against abortion. That seems like a very simple way to make an argument. If you use that structure time and time again, you will get your marks. So what are they looking for in the 6 mark question? That's the big marks that's going to get you the great grades. If you just write something not relevant, some random opinions, you're going to get no marks. If you want to write your opinion and give a simple reason, so X thinks something because, and you give your reason, you're actually going to get 1 mark for that. If you've got a developed reason, that means giving a bit of detail and structure to it, that's your P paragraph, or 2 very simple reasons, you can get 2 marks. If you give your opinion with a well-developed reason or several simple reasons, you will get 3 marks, but it's that extra bit of detail or making sure you put lots of reasons down that gets you to 3. If you don't add religions at this point, you're stuck on a maximum of 3 marks. If you give opinions with 2 developed reasons, that's the detailed P paragraphs, and mention religions, you're on to 4 marks. For 5 marks, if you give at least 2 viewpoints, that's 2 different religions, and your well-developed argument for these, you're looking at 5. Now the hardest part is to get the 6th mark. Getting that 6th mark takes a lot, but that's what's going to guarantee the big grades. You've got to have a well-argued response. So that's 2 well-developed viewpoints, show informed insight. That means that you can recognise and discuss the issue when you're writing. You're not just saying this, that, the other. Explain why it's important and why it's relevant, and apply knowledge of religion effectively. If you know any, drop some quotes in. Hopefully you know the names of the holy books, the Bible for Christians and the Quran for Islam. Mention those. If you know stories, such as the Good Samaritan when you're talking about prejudice in Christians, mention the name of the story that teaches them it. Also, famous religious believers. Mention people like Martin Luther King. Mention people like the Dalai Lama by name and use them as examples in your argument. So, how could a religious believer make a difference to the environment? Quick example of a 3 mark question. So here we've got Muslims believe that Allah created the earth and Muslims must look after it. This is the idea of guardianship, and they're going to be judged on how they looked after the earth when they die. This is why they should look after the environment. So have a quick think. What do you think this is worth? That was worth nothing. Reason is, it asked how, not why. You've got to make sure you read the question carefully. Yeah? Make sure that you know exactly what they're looking for, otherwise you could throw away some marks. This one was really simple. If you just listed 3 things, say recycling, using a bike instead of a car, and turning lights off, they're 3 things that someone could do to protect and look after the environment. We all know the exam asks for your opinion and what you think. It's lying to you. They don't want to know what you think. Your opinions don't count. What counts is if you can back up your opinion with an argument. If you can give reasons for why. That's what they want. If you really want to get the top marks, what they're really looking for is you seeing what religions think. If you don't tell them about what Christians and Muslims believe, you're not going to be able to get the best marks. Simple do's and don'ts. Remember, start your sentences and your arguments with things like most Christians think that, because most Muslims believe that, because. So you're saying the name of the religion, what they think, and why they think it. Never start it with some religious people or some religious believers. They can't give you the mark for your argument unless they know who the argument belongs to. It's no better than a random opinion unless you can say who believes it. Because you need to give religious points, I've really concentrated on that and saying what those religions think. But you can also get marks for giving reasons for and against. So make sure, if you've got some general knowledge or you understand what the big issue is, that you put some extra points in based around your knowledge that might sneak in an extra mark or 2 for you. It could be the difference for a grade boundary. Let's have a look at an example. So, what do you need to do now? You should really attempt some exam questions and make sure you put some for and against arguments for everything you come across. And remember, as I just said, add in your ideas as well as the religious points. Stay calm, give your reasons, read the question, name the religion. I'm in my room most lunchtimes. Every lunchtime I'm guaranteed to have my drop-in session, so please pop by at lunchtime. I'm happy to go through exam questions, mark them, give advice. I'm here to help you. Or you can drop a message on the Twitter feed for the department at CMRE if you've got any questions or if there's something you don't understand. I'll be checking those first thing in the morning and last thing at night. Happy to give you any help that you need. Just get in touch. Good luck.